Frank Caliendo of Fox Sports is here, and he brings along an incredible guest list that includes Charles Barkley, former President Bush, John Madden, William Shatner. Frank, good afternoon, man.
Hi, how are you? Good
I'm
to see
doing
you.
great. Well, who are all these guys? I mean, first of all, I got to talk to Coach Madden.
Yeah, I'm right here.
What do you think? I mean, you've got these two teams in this game. You've been here before, but come on.
Yeah, I mean, but I think this is a special thing. The thing that scares me the most is that Bill Belichick is starting to look and sound more like the Emperor from Star Wars every day. I mean, listen to him talk, and you hear him. I mean, you think that this guy. And the thing is, if Rob Gronkowski, if he goes out on the field and plays an amazing game, it's going to prove that Bill Belichick is a Sith Lord. I mean, that's the thing. If you watch Star Wars, that's a pretty good reference right there.
How's retirement, Coach?
You know, I haven't retired. I still do the Pilot Tech OTC commercial, which is all I do is say available at Walmart. Isn't that the most amazing thing that he does? That they got that great, beautiful looking commercial with Larry the Cable Guy. He's like, that's like flipping your burgers after the burger. Cuts to Madden. Available at Walmart.
Have you ever talked to Madden about that?
I met him at the Super Bowl last year. It was at the Four Seasons. Not part of the story. I just want you to know where I stay. And Jimmy Johnson's standing next to him. I move over to him and I'm like, Jimmy, can you believe I'm this close to John Madden? He goes, what? You haven't met him? Taps Madden on the shoulder. John turns like, what is it? Oh. The look on his face was like the Shaggy and Scooby when they see the bad guy pop out of the barrel. Like, zoinks, like, hey, Scoob, like, let's get out of here. Ruh-roh. So all I could say to him is, I am so sorry for everything I've ever done. And he's talking to these kids, and I'm guessing they're his grandkids. So I'm like, I'm the guy who talks like your grandpa, and if you don't finish your dinner, boom, you don't get dessert. So the kids look at each other, not sure if they should laugh or not. They look at John, they crack up. And then Madden, it's like a light bulb went on over his head, like, I get it now. This guy makes small children laugh. He's a saint, just like Drew Brees.
Have you met, of course, our former president is here now.
I was supposed to meet him at the Super Bowl last year.
Did you meet him?
I didn't.
I got a text from somebody. The Prez wants to meet you. Come up to Jerry's box. So I got up there. I was past the Secret Service and stuff like that. And they wouldn't ask him to turn around because he was talking to Jerry Jones, and then he was talking to John Madden. If you remember in the Super Bowl, they kept showing that Madden talking to Bush. Well, I was standing 10 feet behind him, and they're trying to get a shot with me there with him. I wasn't going to bum rush him, so
I wouldn't end well.
But I talked to Laura for a minute, and I was like, Mrs. Bush
is he okay with this?
Yeah, because I was like, how are you? And she goes, George and I watched you this morning on television.
So what would he say? President Bush, you're here. You're at Super Bowl 46.
Oh, that's where I am?
Yeah.
Oh, there it is. Where are we? New Orleans? It's good, man.
You're in Indianapolis,
yeah,
Mr.
of course.
President.
Yeah.
This is a Republican state. What do you think?
We got Mitch Danielson. He's a good guy, working hard, doing his stuff. So I think it's going to be good. I think they're doing a nice job here in Indiana. I think and my prediction for the game is going to be 4 quarters at least, with the possibility of overtime, right?
Mr. President, have you gotten over Game 6 of the World Series? Rangers they were within one strike of winning the World Series twice back in October. Come on.
Yeah, well, that's the way it turns out sometimes. That's what I said many times. We're one step away from being a step away. That's a tough thing.
All right, of course, everybody's into weight loss these days, and we bring Charles Barkley along because this guy is just
tired of getting called funny names like the Cake Bus, the Pie Train, Fatty Boombalata, Obese of One Kenobi. Those hurt on the inside. So incredible bulk. I thought, let's try and do something different. So I'm looking bitter, and I'm just trying my hardest, and it's going well.
Charles, you look like you could play football right now. At least at one point you did. Have you ever thought about trying your hand at playing in the NFL? You were big enough.
It's just too easy for me. Wait a second. Too difficult for me. I don't want to work that hard. I just want to talk. I want to say bad things about people once in a while and not care. And I'm doing pretty well at that.
What was your first impression, Frank? The first one you ever did?
I think the first real impression of a person was probably Jay Leno. I looked in the mirror. I was like, hey, I was like some nacho cheese flavored Doritos. I crunch only one. Oh, my God. Me. And I did that. And, but the first one they hit was the Madden. And I worked on a bunch in between. Robin Williams, the serious one, It's always better when you meet people, too. I met a couple of years ago, I met Bill Walton. He came out to the show the other day. and that was pretty cool. He brought a kid out and to meet me,
and he's the king of the 2-minute answer on
how
everything.
great is
right?
that? Trying to figure out where we're going, what we're doing. That's the way it is. The world rotating on its axis, trying to figure out. I remember being at Berkeley. The times were different then. Spending my time with the great John Wooden, the late great Jerry Garcia, and even later on with the great Jack Ramsey, and realizing that the world is different today than it was just a few years ago.
Were you a Star Trek fan?
Was I or was Frank?
Well, was
Was
Frank?
I
I want to know if Frank was a.
Sunblood, what do you want? More of a Priceline guy. Why are they killing me? Come on, I was doing well. I was getting free flights.
I love that guy. He does a great job.
Oh,
on
yeah,
those.
he's so funny.
All right, has anybody ever gotten mad at you about an
I
impression?
know. I thought Madden didn't like me, but that turned around. So I don't know. I haven't. Barkley seems to like me. Letterman, Leno. So it's going pretty well right now.
I know you were afraid when you were kind of antsy when you met Madden. What about the president? When you actually met him?
Well, I didn't end up meeting him.
You didn't meet
Never
him?
met him.
You met Laura, but you didn't meet
Yeah,
the
it didn't
president.
end up happening.
Okay.
Yeah. So they said I could stay and he would turn around and come up later, but I had to go back to my family. They were at the we're at the Super Bowl. They're in the stands. I couldn't leave them, so I had to go.
Now, one of my favorite actors is Morgan Freeman.
Yes. How's it going, Sonny? Everything's gonna be okay. That's remember a tall drink of water named Andy Dufresne walked in.
So that's fun to say, and something that Mr. Wayne. We call this the tumbler.
Who comes up with the Sunday bits on the Fox pregame show?
Producer, me, and we got a group of guys who can contribute to writing it because it's just a group process of running things through and trying to make it work. So it's a lot of effort.
Of those four guys, is it Bradshaw that you like? Of those four
that
guys,
was the easiest, but it's a little bit of everybody now. Just trying to hit everybody, and Strahan, you can hit a little bit. Jay Glazer, we've been hitting some. The NFL Insider,
Right?
He loves it. He's like, talk about me all day. I don't care. I love when you talk about me. You're fantastic. It's good. You do it. But yeah, someday Saragusa, maybe. Who knows?
Well, so to practice this, you start out, you pick one, you look in the mirror. What do you do to perfect a voice?
Well, I used to spend a lot of time doing it. Now I just try and guess most of the time. So, and the audience tells you eventually. So, it's it's a little bit of a process trying to work it and get it smooth, because then I can go through it and get to it at any time. So, like at the beginning, trying to figure out a voice, I might not be able to get it without thinking about it. So I've been working on the Obama.
President Obama talks slow at the beginning and speeds up at the end, right? It's always
Okay.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
Be great teaching your phone number.
867 5309. That's Jenny's number. You bet it is.
So it's about having the bit too, so that's a little bit. But everything's different. It's always different. Some voices take a long time, and some of the best, the Madden and the Bush that I was the most known for, over years they got better and better and better. If you listen to some of the older CDs and stuff I have, you go, wow, that wasn't even close compared. And people were saying at the time, oh, that's the best it is. And now it blows it away. So I get paid to practice.
All right, the guys all get to pick the Super Bowl winner this week. How do they go?
I'm going to go with the Giants. I think that the Giants, I like the Eli Manning playing here. I think that's a good one.
I'm going to go with the Patriots just because I love people who love this country.
I am going to go with the Bengals because I know nothing about football.
That was terrible, Pacino.
Sometimes we'll let you know who everybody is. That's all I can remember.
And I will go with the effervescent tranquility of myself.
Frank Caliendo, thanks a lot, man.
Sure. Any information, frankcaliendo.com or Twitter @FrankCaliendo.